this here. Snap. Here, everything stays in real tight. Okay? I always want to stay in position to where I can score. Alright, so from here what we're going to do is we're going to break down the mat. Have you got any of you guys ever been to Jordan's camp? Any of you guys? Okay, so a couple of you. Alright, and then I show a lot of stuff just like he shows it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to step towards the arm. Okay? I'm going to step towards the arm, I'm going to just hop, and I'm just going to drop all my weight to the mat here. I'm going to step, hop, drop, there. Okay? One thing a lot of people, for some reason, they like to try to bring it back this way, and then bring it to the mat. And the only reason why I don't really like doing that is all the stuff that I'm going to show is right out of getting the angle. And for us to get the angle, we're going to take it this way, okay? And you can get a really, really good pull by pulling his head and elbow to the mat here. Okay, so as I'm circling, I'm going to circle towards the arm, I'm going to hop, I'm just going to drop all my weight. And when I do this, I don't, a lot of times coaches will say, I know it's nothing against coaches, they'll say, get off your knees, get off your knees, get off your knees. And that's right, but when I do it, I always stay on one knee, okay? But I don't stay on one knee and just hang out there. The reason why I stay on one knee is just so I have something to pivot on. I can pivot, until I come around. And it's just a little bit easier to get the angle than it is to be actually on your toes. You don't have that same pressure, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm going to step hop towards the arm, I'm going to drop here, okay? And the first one we're going to do is just going to be real quick, okay? And this is the one where, this is going to be real quick, and you guys saw when I hit him, when I dropped him onto the mat, he had all of his weight up here on his elbow. Okay? And that's where we want to be. We want to step hop, and it might take 2 pulls, it might take 3 pulls, it might take 4 pulls. Okay, so as I'm doing this, step hop this way, here, pull. Okay, now I got all this weight coming forward, and all I got to do is just switch my hands. Okay? The one thing that I'm doing here that you guys can't see, when I'm pulling him, okay, I'm kind of pulling him over top of his elbow. Okay? So all the weight's coming forward, and all my weight's coming down through my arm right into his arm, and he can't really lift that up. Okay? So all I'm doing from here is we're just switching hands and running. Okay? So all the way from the top here. Snap from headlock, circle towards the arm, step, hop, drop here. Pull, all that weight's going forward. Then we start running here. Okay? And I don't like coming up around the waist, I like to go around the ankle and drive them flat. Okay? So again, snap front headlock, step hop towards the arm. As we're doing that, we're pulling them forward. We're getting all that weight on that elbow here. Step hop, drop here. Pulling them forward. Pulling forward, all that weight's coming forward. We're going to just run. Ankle, take them flat. You guys got that? Stays up on all fours. Okay, so when I snap him down here, like I said, the first one might have to get second, third, fourth pull to get him down to that elbow. But again, sometimes you're wrestling a better guy, he's not going down to that elbow. Okay, with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to circle, just like we're doing the same thing, but we're going to duck our head underneath. When I duck my head underneath, I don't just pull my head at the side here. I really try to pull my head all the way underneath here. Okay? You guys remember what I said earlier about we're always in our stance? Okay? Meaning that our head's always up, our elbows are always in. Okay, and what happens here? Where am I at now? My head's down and my elbow's up, right? So all we're going to do is we can get right back to our stance. Elbow's going to come down, our head's going to come up. Again, same thing what we're doing. Step, hop, drop towards the side. This guy stays up on all fours. Okay, so step, hop, drop here. Okay, this time the guy stays up on all fours. What I'm doing is I'm circling, and I'm popping my head underneath. And like I said, all we're doing is getting back to our stance. Head's going to come up, elbow's going to come down here. Okay, that puts a lot of pressure on his neck, and it's really uncomfortable. Your chest is coming up, and your neck's getting pinned down to the mat here. Okay, and all we're doing is our elbows getting right back to the mat, and our head's coming up. And I'm not doing this. I'm not bringing my elbow up and lifting his chin up like this. Okay, all I'm doing is I'm just pinning his elbow down to the mat here. Okay, so again, snap from headlock towards the arm. From here, he stays up on all fours. I'm circling, head's going under, head comes up, elbow down to the mat. All I do is just keep running. and I run this leg down here. As soon as he goes that far hip, I ran this leg down, head pops out, you either lock the cradle up if you like cradles, or just come around and do your two. But when you're wrestling, again, like I said, a better guy, he's going to be pulling my elbows down, he's trying to block me out so I can't score here. Okay? So with this one, again, we're on the mat. This one I actually just started doing this past year. I never really did it a lot. Same thing, snap the guy down. We're trying to go back to, I always like try to do the easiest one first. The easiest one is just snap, blocking it, pulling it forward, blocking it, spinning. Then I'll go head in the hole. Now this next one, what I'm doing here is this guy's got the elbow that I got in the chin. Okay, he's kind of pulling it in. All right, and all I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna keep this arm real tight. I'm gonna straighten this. I'm gonna block right on the inside of on the outside of his knee here. Okay, and that's really all it is. I'm just here, and I'm just blocking, straighten my arm, and I'll pull with this arm and throw my shoulder right into his shoulder. Okay, he doesn't really have anywhere to go. It's just like the old tabletop, the guy gets down behind your buddy and you push him over. Basically the same thing here. Blocking it, pulling this arm, and blocking with this one. Okay? Now, when I do this, it looks like, yeah, well that's going to be easy. I'm just going to block and I'm going to catch him on his back. Alright? Now a lot of times when you do that, if you block and try to catch him on his back, for some reason, it's really, I don't know what happens, but sometimes they just get out and you don't get anything. Sometimes you will catch him on his back and pin him there or get a couple back points, but it actually works really well if you block here, follows that hip, he's going to be scrambling to come back on that side, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to run the opposite way. Okay? Run the opposite way of catching him on his back here. Yeah, I mean, if you can do this here, block here, catch him on his back, you got him there. But most of the time when he's doing it, you block him, he's not really worried about giving up the takedown, he's just worried about getting off his back. Snap, front headlock here, he's pulling my arm in, lock it right on his knee here, I'm pulling this side, throw my shoulder into him, he's coming up, I'm just running around and getting my two there. Okay? Pretty simple, all it is he's pulling my arm in, blocking it, and running the opposite way. You guys got it? Let's try that. 1, 2, 3.